Welcome to Comic Book Day. I'm Joe. And yeah, this is the show where, I show off all the comics that I get each week, and I just kind of talk about comic books in general. Starting this week with Spider-Man Master Plan #1. This is a little Spider-Man one-shot. From what I saw, I haven't read this one yet. Actually, I've been really busy this week, so I didn't really get to read. And I'm gonna go see the new Spider-Man movie tonight, so I'm not gonna have time tonight to read it all. But yeah, this one is bringing back Crime Master. I think it's bringing. I haven't seen Crime Master in any modern comics. I've read a bunch of the old, Stan Lee. The reprints in those essential, Spider-Man books. Those are really good books if anyone's looking for, old comics to read. And also, this reprints the original first issue with the Vulture, which is kind of cool, in time for Spider-Man Homecoming. So yeah, I'm excited to check this out. I thought it was cool that they released this little, one-shot Spider-Man story. Plus, Crime Master is a weird, old villain, so it's kind of cool to see. This is Spider-Man number 18. This is the Miles Morales Spider-Man. I really like this series a lot. I know I say it a lot, probably every time. But yeah, it's been really good. In the last issue, one of Miles's friends, Bombshell. That's who I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember her name the last time. She was on the cover. I was trying to remember her name. Right afterwards, I opened it up, and yeah, I remembered it right away. She got hurt by Hammerhead pretty bad, so Miles went after him all on his own. I like this cover a lot that they have, him with his hands all covered in blood there. Yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I kind of started it, but I didn't get through it at all, really. This is Chilling Adventures of Sabrina #7. This was the comic I was most excited about this week. I love Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I love Afterlife with Archie. They're both part of the Archie horror line. They've done a couple little random ones. They did a Jughead one where he was a werewolf. But these really come out very infrequently. This is like the start of a new storyline, so it's probably going to come out for the next couple months at least, so that's really exciting. Hopefully Afterlife with Archie will come back sometime soon, since this is back. They're usually back kind of around the same time. I love this comic. It's one of my favorite ones. I love the artwork in this so much. It's pretty much just like the cover here. I'll show you the artwork in a second. Yeah, this one, this is one of the ones I managed to get read, and it's all about Edward Spellman, Sabrina's father, and yeah, his whole kind of backstory ever since he was a child, leading up to his mysterious disappearance that kind of has been throughout the book, mentioned at least throughout the book. This one was also really cool because the cover of this, I don't know, there's no way I think for me to show it to you, but it's on this kind of textured paper. It's, way different from the rest of the pages, just the cover's this way, and actually only half of the cover. The inside cover is still all smooth. The outside has all this texture, and I really like it a lot. They go kind of great lengths to make this feel kind of like an old magazine, an old comic, and yeah, I love this one a lot. So, here's some of the artwork of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. This is one of my favorite, comic books. This is some of my favorite artwork, definitely. Like I said, it's pretty much the same kind of artwork that they have for the cover there. But yeah, I really love how this, it's just drawn kind of like an old horror comic or something would be. I don't know, there's something about this that makes me just feel like I'm reading something in fall, or it kind of reminds me, the whole town and the lighting kind of, it always seems kind of to have this fallish kind of autumn hue to it. And yeah, I really like the artwork of this a lot. It's some of my favorite, and the story entirely has been, a lot of kind of fun. It's a weird. It's not quite as like kind of funny, I guess maybe, or referencey to other kind of horror movies as like Afterlife with Archie would be. But it is funny how they base. This is her father, Edward Spellman, as a little boy there, and he's totally based off of Eddie Munster. So that's funny that they did that. Yeah, I think this has really great artwork, and yeah, it even has that kind of look of like the textured how the cover is. But yeah, this stuff's great. This is Iron Fist number 5. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see this one, where it's going to go. I've been enjoying it a lot so far. It has just been him in a tournament against these people who are they're trying to replace, his magical city with their own magical city, because there's 7 different magical cities, and they're cheating now. He's gone through and he's beaten a lot of their opponents, but now they're starting to try to cheat. The opponents that he keeps going up against are really, really crazy people. He had one guy who was kind of like a rat-like guy. He was like plague infested and could get you sick just by being around you. He had another guy who had like kind of like that Blade Runner guy, the real life guy, the guy who murdered his girlfriend. I'm pretty sure he got convicted of that. I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't sue me. But yeah, that guy who had metal legs because he only had half of his legs, and so yeah, he could fight with these kind of sharp metal legs, and yeah, it's really been good, and yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. I think this is a really good series for Iron Fist. Kind of helped that came out after the crappy Netflix show. I don't like the show that much. I don't think it's the worst thing. I think a lot of other people hate it a lot more than I do. But I didn't think it was that good of a show for Iron Fist. It didn't have enough fighting in it, I felt like. This is X-Men Gold number 7. This has a Secret Empire tie-in. So I'm excited to see that. I've been enjoying Secret Empire a lot. And I like X-Men Gold a lot. I think last week I talked about it because I got caught up finally. And yeah, I'm excited. I like this book a lot. I like this X-Men team a lot that's been on there. This is Walking Dead number, I don't even know what number, 169. I did kind of know that. Yeah, this one was a good issue. It started a lot of, kind of a lot of newer stories that'll be going kind of in the next one. I think they're going to do kind of a little less, not a massive story arc, at least maybe for a little while, it seems like. And I like how this cover is a little misleading. I don't want to really spoil anything too much. I did read this, but I feel like Walking Dead is so hard to not spoil. But yeah, I like this cover is actually kind of referenced in the story at one point. So yeah, it was funny. It was a good twist. I also picked up Renato Jones, Freelancer, Season 2, number 1. I had the second issue, so now I can actually read it. But yeah, this one, I like this one a lot. It was actually an Iron Fist comic that got me into Carrie Kyle Andrews, the writer, creator. As it says down here, it's created, written, drawn, and colored and owned by Carrie Kyle Andrews. Yeah, it's about a guy who goes around and kills the worst of the ultra rich. And yeah, it's like the Punisher, but only for rich people. And this one's pretty exciting. It's a really big, extra sized first issue. And it usually doesn't have like any ads in it at all. So I'm excited to read it. So let's take a look inside Renato Jones. Like I said, this is all, written and created and drawn and colored by Carrie Kyle Andrews. And yeah, it's really, he's got kind of a crazy, I don't know how to describe his style. There's a lot of shadow to it a lot, which I like always. Everything's seems a little kind of dramatic sometimes. Also, what's great about this comic, since I flipped to it here, it's full of fake ads that kind of make fun of rich people and, oligarchs. OG is what this, it says for this. That's the name of this perfume there. And then in this one, it's kind of cool because they've got a bunch of black and white scenes too. I think it's more just for this issue. But yeah, I like his. It's weird. It's very non-realistic kind of drawing. I don't get a lot of noses really. I don't know if you can tell there. But yeah, it started. I first read Iron Fist, like I said, and yeah, I like the art the most and the story from there. This one's also really awesome because it has this centerfold of the covers. This month, Image is doing like Spawn variants for the. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's the Spawn variant cover, and yeah, they're doing that for all their comics. But yeah, then here's the cover. It's a dual. I can't remember what they call it when there's art on the back and the front. But yeah, I like this book a lot. It's funny, it's crazy and violent. His gun has a giant knife on the end of it. You can see there. There, I guess, if you see. It's like if you had Brock Sampson's knife from Venture Brothers and put it on a gun. And this guy is kind of, in some ways, just like an unkillable, unstoppable, like, monster of a man. In one issue, he gets stabbed in the head. And then just keeps going, basically, right away. They don't explain it really at all, other than he has trained himself to be stabbed in the head. Yeah, it's really crazy, and I think it's great. This is Daredevil number 23. Yeah, this has been an exciting storyline so far. I didn't get to read this one, though. But the last issue, Daredevil, Matt Murdock is trying to introduce the idea of superheroes being able to testify in court, against the villains and criminals that they bust. And so the last issue ended with the Kingpin, former Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, who has now tried to go legitimate. He found out about this and was very, very unhappy about it. This is the third part of that storyline. They're going to have She-Hulk in here, so that'll be exciting. But yeah, I'm excited to see where Kingpin's going to pop up in here. And I don't know. I haven't ever really gotten to read a good Kingpin Daredevil, modern day story. I feel like they've kind of, they go away from the Kingpin all the time. I mean, I know he's already been such a big part of Daredevil, stories in the past, but I want to see more of Daredevil going against Wilson Fisk. This is Batman number 26. This is part 2 of the War of Jokes and Riddles, which this is so awesome. I love this storyline. It takes place a year after Batman, after Bruce Wayne started being Batman, and the Riddler is going up against the Joker. He tried to team up with the Joker. The Joker shot him. So now he's going to war with the Joker. And the Joker, in the meantime, he has lost his ability to smile because of Batman, always being able to defeat him and stuff. And it's kind of, the Riddler says that Joker and him are both driven, by their hatred of Batman, and it drives Riddler insane to not be the smartest guy in Gotham City, basically, because Batman's smarter than him. And it kind of drives Joker insane because Batman, always is so reliable and very predictable, and it's made Joker's life kind of predictable. So he can't smile at all, and, there's a scene in this one where he's trying to make himself smile, to, like, force himself with his hands and everything. Yeah, I like all of this. The idea of, like, Riddler and Joker fighting is something I've always wanted to see in the comic books, and yeah, it's so exciting the way it's going so far. And I like the way it's set, you know, in the past, where they can kind of do almost whatever they want. And it was kind of cool in this issue, they brought in the Penguin, but, you know, just like Oswald Cobblepot as like a low-level enforcer for, I don't know, Carmine Falcone. I don't even know if he's an enforcer at all. He was just in the same room with him. I'm pretty sure he worked for him. And this was exciting. I got the DC Legion of Collectors. Their box for this month was Batman the Animated Series. That's where I got this shirt. It's a pop vinyl version of the, you know, logo or whatever. And then this is a little special reprint, I guess, of Batman the what's it called? The Batman Adventures, #1. It's based off the cartoon show, and then yeah, this is just a pop vinyl version, you know, cover. But yeah, I like this a lot. You know, it's kind of a cool little extra. I'm not gonna open it up out of this, you know, kind of special bag it came in. Oh, wow, this is rated T though. Actually, these are pretty good. This must be a pretty intense comic. Maybe it's one of the newer. I know that they've done some newer Batman, you know, adventures, kind of comics like that are based off the animated series. So yeah, maybe this is kind of a newer one. I don't know. Might have to open it up or at least look it up online and see what's up. And that is it. That's everything I got this week. So thanks for watching, and as always, go through and subscribe to the channel. I saw recently on our things there's a lot of people watching us that aren't subscribed, so all you guys that aren't subscribed, go subscribe to us. You're watching us, so might as well subscribe to us. Then you'll know, you know, when we post videos and stuff. And then everyone who is subscribed, go watch our stuff. You gotta outshine the people that aren't subscribed. You're supposed to be more reliable. Come on. Probably just heard the dog bark, but yeah. Come back next week. I'll have more comics, definitely. And go check out all our other videos, and leave comments on stuff, too. And see you guys later.